So here's the deal. My wife Lisa used to be an avid streamer. In fact, she used to be an esports CSGO player, traveling the world, competing in tournaments, and even winning some money. But that all changed when she met me. As time went on, our priorities changed. We got married, but she's from Germany, so she had to immigrate here, and that was a process. And then shortly after, we had kids. My wife has given up so much to be not only the mother that she is, but also the wife that she is. I mean, she puts up with me, which is already more than I can ask for. And so I want to give her a small piece of what she essentially gave up to be here. What she used to do so frequently in Germany was game and stream. And I think we can put together a pretty awesome streaming setup for her in this video.
Now, I've already built her a solid gaming and streaming PC, which we'll talk more about later in the video, but we've also got some other, what I would regard as essential streaming gear, stuff that I wish I had back when I was streaming and that I know she wishes she had when she lived in Germany. PC Panel is today's video sponsor, and they've got stuff you're gonna love that we're gonna make good use of in Lisa's streaming setup. I hope you're ready. Stay with me. If you're sick of seeing that same Activate Windows watermark over and over, head on over to VIP SCD Key, where they have Windows 10 and 11 Pro OEM keys at a fraction of the price of retail. Just use a secure payment method like PayPal, enter your product key into your PC settings window, and say bye-bye to the watermark. And be sure to use our offer code SKGS for that sweet discount. Streamer builds need to pack a punch. They have to handle encoding, whether on the CPU or the graphics card. When you use NVENC or X264, Lisa usually uses the latter, and so that's why I've given her a beefy Ryzen 7 7800X, and I've paired that with an RTX 3060. Hold on, I know what you're thinking. Greg, this is your wife we're talking about. Why on earth would you give her an old 3060? We should at least be looking at a 4070 Ti. I mean, she deserves something better. And normally, I would agree with you. However, she games on 1080p high refresh rate monitors. 1080p, 3060, more than enough, especially for games like CSGO and CS2, where things are really gonna matter are on the CPU side of things. Higher frame rate gaming, especially at 240 FPS, or even sometimes up to 360 or 400, 500 if you turn VSync off. I mean, those higher frame rate experiences matter for esports gamers. And so while the graphics card is, yes, important, it's, I would argue, not as important as having a powerful CPU, especially when you're also streaming at the same time. So that's why we've gone with this little guy. Still a great card and still blends in nicely with the black and white theme we've got going on here. But to the right, we have a lovely integrated LCD in this height Y70. This, I think, is going to come in very handy when it comes to streaming specifically. If you can imagine for a moment a desk long ways like so, we've got our monitors here, and I'm going to be facing this way to game. I could very quickly glance to my right and see this long vertical display for Twitch chat or some other chat while you're streaming so that you can interact quickly with your viewers. I love the aspect. It is a super tall, narrow display, and that means you could see tons of old chat logs and interact very easily. This is something Lisa definitely didn't have when she was streaming back in the old days, and I think she'll love it here. But now on to the gear that I think will truly set her setup apart. This here is the PC Panel Pro, and it has so many baked-in functions. To get started, all you need to do is connect this to your PC via the included Type-C cable, and within a few seconds, this will sync up with PC Panel specific software, which you can download in the video description. I'm also happy to say, no, the software does not suck. It's not glitchy. That was one of the prerequisites I had internally for even agreeing to make this video. If the software was trash, it would have been a no from me. We get several sliders in the Pro model, as well as 5 different knobs, and each of these actually has 2 different functions. So obviously, you can increase or decrease whatever you're trying to change, and I'll show you how to set that up in software a bit later, but you can also push these. So each of these has a built-in button, so that's a unique function there, and then you can also slide each of these, of course, to either toggle up or down, maybe the volume in game, or your microphone, or your headset, or really whatever you want. And in case you're wondering, the Mini pretty much has the same functionality minus the slider potential. So you could click each of these buttons. You could also toggle whatever you have set up or down. You can even change colors in software. So the Pro model specifically has a lot of potential here when it comes to RGB. You can change the colors of the sliders off to the right and left of each of these. You can change the colors of the namings up top. So S1 through S4, you can change each of these individually. You can change the color of the small PC Panel logo here at the bottom. I like that it's small and just subtle. It's very tasteful. And you can change the colors of individual little dial toggle notification things around each of these knobs. So again, a lot of functionality here, a lot of creativity. We can sync this up the way that I have here to whatever build scheme we're after in our PC. There are also full body color effects like rainbow, wave, and breadth if those suit your fancy. Oh, and did I mention, each of these is wrapped in aluminum. Very premium build quality here. Nothing cheap, nothing that feels like lightweight and plastic. That's pretty solid right there. But the overarching theme here is simplicity. Our goal is to make Lisa's streaming experience as simple as possible, and that's why PC panel gear in this case is so important. Think about the last time you were either streaming yourself or watching someone else play a game where a very loud action sequence just pops up out of nowhere. The game was otherwise very quiet, the stream was super chill, but now things are just going crazy. You've got people in the chat inevitably complaining that it's way too loud. What would you as a streamer do in a situation like that, right? You're either going to pause the game if you can, hopefully. If you're in an online game, you're kind of screwed, but you're going to have to very quickly tab out, maybe swing on over to the next display if you have two monitors. Hopefully you have at least two. Streaming with one display is very, very difficult. And then you're going to have to manually toggle volume settings in OBS or whatever you're using to stream. And that is, well, a major pain, especially when you're already live. It takes time away from the stream. It breaks up the vibe overall. And having a PC Panel Pro, for example, would eliminate the need to completely tab out of any game. If set up correctly, and you can do a lot with this software, you could sync each individual knob and slider to its own separate function. Let's say one knob is for your headset volume. Well, your viewers aren't going to hear what you're hearing in your head. So maybe you think it sounds very quiet because what you're hearing in your headset is pretty low, but your viewers are freaking out. You could set another knob or another slider to the desktop volume. This will be what OBS picks up and then encodes to your viewers. In this case, it would take literally seconds to fix the problem. Again, no tabbing out, no need to pause the game, switch on over to a different application. You can set all of that up ahead of time with PC Panel software. You can even switch scenes in OBS with the press of a knob, eliminating the need for a redundancy like, say, an Elgato Stream Deck. In an attempt to show you this in action, you can see I've got OBS opened up, and this is our source from this capsule mic here. I'm gonna try to get close to it. You can see my volume is hitting like -45 dB, very low. This is virtually silent. And if we toggle this slider up, you can see my source audio is much louder now. And that's because I've synced slider 1 to this capsule mic. So the PC Panel Pro is actually synced to the system tray for this specific input device. And so instead of having to toggle into OBS to change this in the future, say someone complains that I sound too quiet in my Twitch stream, then I could simply toggle this slider up a bit, and there you go. You have a much louder source. And to demonstrate how the knob features work, I have the center knob set up to control the primary speaker out source. So this is essentially what your viewers are going to hear on stream. For example, we can turn this down, and you can see on screen we are now controlling the system volume. And then if we want to mute, I've got it set up to where we just push the knob in and it toggles the mute. Push it again to unmute. A very, very quick way to do this. This will come in super handy if you don't have, say, dedicated media keys on whatever keyboard you might be using. Both the PC Panel Pro and Mini models are super versatile, and you can set up, especially in the knobs case, so many different functions that have nothing to do with audio or input mic sources. It doesn't have to pertain to audio. I'm just showing you audio examples because they're fairly straightforward, and I imagine that's what most folks will use these for. Now it's time for setting up the streaming setup itself, and for that we'll need to be in the game room here. Sorry about the lighting, it's a bit dark in here. Lisa's layout is definitely interesting. She likes to have a lot of mouse real estate for swiping left and right quickly when playing CS and other games like it, and so her keyboard is usually an afterthought and just shoved way to the left. Who am I to say or judge how she does things, because she totally kicks my butt in those games, but I tried to emulate the layout as much as I could. She'll probably end up totally changing it. The PC panel gear I'm probably going to put off to the right just so that it's a quick reach from the mouse to those components. Maybe we'll put like a backup mic capsule off to the left in case she's not satisfied with the built-in headset mic. Here goes her build, and yes, it is very, very heavy in case you're wondering, but I think it's gonna fit, oh yeah, almost perfectly here. Everything else will get wired up at the rear, and then we'll hook up the peripherals. We'll set you right here for now. The wiring is, without a doubt, the most boring part.
12 o'clock midnight.
And here we are. Not too bad. It is missing studio lighting or some sort of like LED panel setup. She only uses a Logitech webcam right now, but the lighting is still very important even for webcam quality video. The layout again is probably going to change a bit when she sees this, but I think she will really like this setup. I hope she does. And again, she should have a much smoother streaming experience now, compliments of PC panel. Let's fire it up, shall we? Okay, looks good so far. I noticed her graphics card's making a clicking sound. It's coming from one of the fans. I already narrowed it down. It's what I get for buying a used 3060. There aren't too many white ones, so yeah, I kind of just went with what I could get, but we'll fix that at a later date. Not a big deal right now. And it does have zero stop functionality, so the fans eventually turn off. I have no idea why it just made that the primary display, but that'll be a very quick fix. I chose one of the cheesiest wallpapers for this. She's gonna change that too, I know, but I just kind of want to set this up as like a, hey, it's here, it's ready for you. If you ever want to stream or heck, just game with friends, this system is more than capable, and the setup overall should benefit her greatly. We are almost ready to surprise Lisa. She's actually out with the kids right now. She's at Disney, and so I wanted to have all this finished before she gets back with the kids. But before she does get here, I just want to mention that all of this gear that you've seen us use in this setup is linked below, including our sponsor gear from PC Panel. If any of this seems even remotely enticing, I encourage you to give it a fair shake. PC Panel's done a really great job integrating their products with Windows in general. Several applications are just openly compatible with it. You can, again, use their software very intuitively, and there's no real downside here. The software really had no bugs at all. And again, I was super picky about that because I know how much we all hate RGB software. So considering a lot of these really big companies like to screw it up, no offense to PC Panel, they're not that large of a company, and they've already nailed software out of the gate, which I think is a huge step in the right direction. Couple that with excellent aluminum build quality, RGB customizability, and multiple feature sets baked in. Again, with the buttons, with the sliders, with the knobs, there's so much you can do, so much you can sync up to these panels that will just make life so much easier. Be sure to click their link below. It will be a huge help, and I want to thank PC Panel for supporting this channel, sending us great products, and allowing us to revamp Lisa's streaming setup here. I hope this is a blast from the past and that she gets kind of amped up again and looks forward to things outside of just the family. Every now and then they need a break. You know, kids are a blessing, but they are also a huge commitment. And every now and then you just need a break away from things, and hopefully this will allow her to do that. I think we might also... Oh, okay, that just completely broke now. I think we might need a new gaming chair soon. Just gonna put that right back for now. Speaking of Lisa, she is almost here. I think we're gonna end the video with that surprise, but I just wanna, again, thank you all for watching this far into this one. Thanks for supporting us. Consider subscribing, liking the video, and I'll catch you in the next one, but stick around for the surprise at the end. My name's Greg. Thanks for learning with me. Here we go. Okay, all right, she's camera shy. The kids are in sleep, so we can't be super loud, but
Hi.
she's here. And I'm gonna bring her into the other room, had her close her eyes on the way in here. So we're gonna get primary action in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that looks awesome.
Wait, you like it?
Yes, I do.
She actually likes it.
What's that? The screen?
Yeah, so you can
wow.
you can stream with this. You put like a little chat window thing here, and then you can stream with it.
Chats.
Yeah, like for
Nice.
Yeah, Twitch. So
The
if
Twitch.
you ever, want to stream again? Oh, the kids just woke up, so that was short-lived.
Uh-oh. Are you
Anyway.
taking a turn?
You absolutely don't need to stream. I just wanted to give you a setup in case you ever wanted to do that again. And I'm glad you liked it. And check this out, so you can control all your sound and things through this. So I've got it kind of synced up now. What you might want to do, but you can add plenty more functionality to this. And I think that's going to be a big help for if you ever do stream. But,
No, of course. Back in the past, people complained always my sound in-game was not loud enough. That will be a help here. I love it. Oh, thank you. It better work.
She likes it. We win. Okay, we got to put the kids back to sleep. See ya.